Hey everybody, today I'm showing you a recipe for coffee cake from Claire Saffitz Dessert Person. I made this Christmas Eve to reheat Christmas Day, and it was a huge hit. I made a couple of mistakes along the way, as one does, so I'm going to point it out to you because I think some of the instructions in here can be a little bit unclear. Overall, it was great. Let me know if you try it. It serves a lot of people and freeze as well, so something you can make, and then anytime somebody's coming over, you can defrost some, which I always think is a win. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start by making this cinnamon sort of ripple that runs between the layers of cake. So we've got some brown sugar, some cinnamon, and we're going to add some instant coffee granules. And you'll see me using these throughout the different elements of the cake. I just had these little packets, but of course you can buy the larger bottle. It'd be more convenient. So we're just going to mix this all up and then set it aside because it's not really going to come into play until after we've made all the other elements. Before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere. The next element is also something that we're going to make and then set to the side a bit. This is our crumble topping, which you're probably familiar with. I know whenever I've bought that cinnamon crumble cake box mix, it comes all together and you just sort of sprinkle it on top of the cake. So that's what we're making here. We've got brown sugar, flour, salt, cinnamon, coffee granules, and we're just going to whisk all of that together. And then we're going to add in butter, and we're doing this in the same method that you would to make a pie crust. So we have cold butter, we've cut it into pieces, and we're just using our hands to sort of incorporate the butter, spread it out so that we have smaller pieces. And the desired consistency you'll see here is that I can squeeze it with my hand and it'll stick together, but it also easily crumbles. So this is exactly what we want. This cake has a lot of elements that end up coming together. To make the batter, we have three parts. We have this dry ingredients, which I'm mixing now. Then we have some wet ingredients, and then we're gonna cream together butter, sugar, and eggs. So here are my dry ingredients. You're gonna whisk this together, set it aside, and then I actually added more cinnamon because I love cinnamon and I wanted this to be a cinnamon forward cake. So this is not part of the recipe, but I just threw some more in. And now I'm moving on to the wet ingredients. So this is me measuring out my sour cream. You know, I do my best with the little measurement cups, but sort of measure with your heart. And then you're gonna add some freshly brewed strong coffee. So this is what I'm measuring out here. And then some more of those instant coffee granules. I always measure vanilla with my heart, so this is me doing so. And then you're going to whisk all of that together. Would you follow me, or would you let it be if I leave tonight? All right, on to our third and final part, which is creaming together butter and sugar. We have butter, and then we have granulated sugar and brown sugar. Again, this is not a sugar forward recipe, but it is filled with sugar. So even though you're like, oh, this isn't too sweet, just know it is. There is so much sugar in every part of this recipe. Also adding some grapeseed oil into this part. So going to whisk that together, and then the process is just alternating dry and wet ingredients. So this is it as it's creaming. I have my baking pan here, which I'm going to spread some butter on just so that it's ready to pour the batter into. And then here is the final product for creaming the butter and sugar. So this is now ready. I'm gonna add my eggs one at a time. I swear that I'm sober, just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things, but now when you're with her. Once those eggs are added, this is what it'll look like. And then it is, as I said, alternating the flour and the wet ingredients. So split your flour just visually into 3 different parts, and then your wet ingredients into 2, and just alternate until you have it all mixed together, and that's your batter. Now you're gonna add your batter into your prepared baking dish. Do about half, and then add in that cinnamon ripple that we made in the first step. I thought that I added 1/2 at a time, but you'll see at the end that the ripple really baked down to the very bottom, so I'm not sure really what happened because it looks kind of really in the middle here to me. Anyway, so add in your other half and then smooth it out, and then you're gonna add our crumble topping on top.
With her, I can see that you miss me. Would you stay till the morning light, or would you follow me, or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy, or would you stay with me now till the morning light?
Now you're ready to bake, and her cue says to take it out when there's still a little bit of jiggle in the middle. I did that, and then it totally sunk in, and I had to put it back in to finish baking, and then there was a dip in the middle. So I would bake to the normal cues. I would not follow Claire's take it out when there's still a jiggle. I'm sorry, Claire, it did not work. Mine sunk in the middle. So next time I will bake it till my normal cues.
Well, I don't care, 'cause right now I feel the love that we said we would burn. Oh, I know that you feel it too. I know that I told you we're over. I swear that I'm sober.
Okay guys, so that was my process for making coffee cake. Let me know what you think. Like I said, the baking didn't go as planned, which rarely happens to me. I feel like I'm really good at knowing when it's done, but the fact that she said that the middle should be jiggly in here threw me off. So because it's a big cake and it's so dense, it has to bake for a long time, and maybe I need to test the oven temperature, but it was baking for so much longer than this recipe. So that's what really threw me off. But it all turned out fine, especially because we reheated. Everything was cooked. It just was dipped in the middle. But when you sliced it, you really couldn't tell. So my ego was a little bruised, but the rest was fine. I think this is great because it's not overly sweet. It lends more into that coffee taste than the cinnamon crumb cake that you might normally have. So in that instance, I think it's great. I mean, there's still a ton of sugar, so I wouldn't say this is a healthy alternative by any means, but it's all good ingredients. So at least you have that over the cinnamon crumble sort of box mix. I'll definitely be making this again. I think it would be great if you have a house full of people that you're hosting, especially during the winter. It's very comforting to have, whether it be for breakfast or for dessert. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you tried out yourself, and take care. Bye.